Bugün sizde L.A Noire'a devam. Biliyorum L.A Noire çok ama ben elimden geldiğince uğraşmaya çalışıyorum. L.A Noire bu sevindim. Kararlarını ben dedim ta buraya kadar bir daha oynamayayım. Çok
You
uzun.
know a Freddie Calhoun?
Hayır.
Sure, I know
Freddie needs money to get out of town. Says he's prepared to blow the whistle on a primo reefer distribution ring.
Evet.
Says he
Has he
can.
said how much it's going to cost?
$50.
And the department will front me the 50?
You can put in an expense claim. He's over at Mike Lyman's on Hollywood Boulevard. See what you can find out.
Tamam. Canım bozuldu şu an. Gerçi bozuldu da bilgisayara format atıyorum. Başka bir bilgisayardan oynuyorum.
$50? Do they think I'm made of money? No, you just look like you're made of money.
Bence de tam bir para
Oh, very
babası.
good. The kid's on form. I'd say on a scale of dull to scintillating, you're a solid tedious today, which you can be pleased with.
Do you ever listen to yourself?
I don't have the same voices in my head.
Ben normalde dedim ki L.A
I think his
Noire'u
name is Phelps. I read about him in the newspaper.
yapmaya başladı.
Parker
L.A Noire'u tamamen bitirdim. Hatta dur arabayı falan ben sürüm. Şu an gibi oyun. Ya artık
drive.
bence
I need to go over the
sıkıntı
case
oyun
notes.
biraz fazla uzun. Ya ben sıkıldım artık. Özellikle bu masada
Like you,
cinayet masası
but
en
I had
azından
to
biraz
pay admission.
zevk vericiydi artık. Ya bugün ben belki part zaten 4 dava bunda kalmış. 5 dava da diğerinde var. Hızlı yapmaya çalışıyorum. Ekran yakala. Ekran yakalıyorum diye baktım da.
He says he can get me in to meet Jack Warner.
Haber?
Food wasn't great. Freddie, you're looking good.
You're gonna help me, right?
That's what I'm here for.
You got the money?
The 20?
Evet.
Sure, right here.
20? I said...
You want the money or the alternative? Tell us about the reefer, Freddie.
Who's he?
Another good Samaritan. Answer the question.
Wes comes from Tijuana.
Evet.
They bring in 50 pounds a week.
50 pounds? Are you hallucinating, Freddie?
Gets stashed at a house at 1452 North Las Palmas.
Names, Freddie.
The guy at the house is a
Juan
stick that goes
Garcia.
by the name Juan Garcia Cruz. Be careful. He likes guns. How do I get my money?
Do me a favor, Freddie. Spend the money on a bus ticket. You can't last forever on a snitch jacket. Let's go visit this Cruz character.
Yeah,
50 pounds of dope. Crazy.
Ben bundan önce ayrıca Arthur benim
Can you drive to this one? Fine. Where are we headed?
ben mikrofondan alıyorum. Başka bir var benim normal mikrofon görmüyor. Neye çalışsın? Eyeliner'ı bir bitirelim. Başka ilerinde var. Juan Garcia Cruz. Thompson.
Call for help. I'll try to find the way in.
Batırı. İyi bir anda
11K calling KGPL. Officers.
nasıl vuruldu? Halledeceğim. Atlayamıyor muyuz? Tamam, çok güzel. Evet. Hadi.
K calling KGP. Officers need help at 1452
Ama
North Las
ölüyorduk.
Palmas.
Son anda.
Shots fired and officers need help at
Memurların ihtiyacı var ha kardeşim.
I'll ask you politely to move on. Next time I won't be so nice.
El kolu.
You guys don't half leave
O kadar vurmadık ki hocam biz.
What happened?
Oldu bu kadar.
Dope peddler, Juan Cruz. He opened fire and,
Elinden
well, the rest of the story
iplerine
tells
bak.
itself. Silver dollar.
$1.
I thought they took these things out of circulation.
Juan Garcia Cruz.
Juan Garcia Cruz. This is his address, but this place looks like a front. Is this a drug or a village in Borneo? Doesn't appear to be in Spanish.
Bu arada bu save dosyasını yapamasaydık L.A Noire gerçi bende yalan yok biraz bitmedi.
Doesn't anyone eat regular meals anymore? Junkies feeding on popcorn and grasshoppers living on soup.
Hani sanırım burayı sığınak gibi. Burada da var çok fazla çok. Özellikle de panels.
Maybe these are the guys keeping Juan so well stocked with soup.
Gidelim bir de bu.
This isn't what we're looking for. Junk. Operator, give me dispatch.
Paul Phelps, budget number 1247.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Parnell Soup Company, a head office or factory in the Los Angeles area.
Evet.
Just a second, Detective.
63.
Only one address listed. 6310 Fountain Avenue.
Thank you.
Tamam teşekkür ederim. Hadi gidelim. Kolay gelsin.
Detectives, you'll want to come meet Mr. Fickman, the neighbor. Sounds like he's got something for you.
Sen misin?
Detectives Phelps and Durrell. We were told you...
Always knew they were up to no good.
Oğlum bu
Son
adamla
of a bitch spent more time in the chicken coop than in
her
his
yerden
house.
fırlıyor
Yeah.
ya.
Thank you, sir. That's very helpful. And next time you witness suspect behavior through the crack in your curtains, please call us before something like this happens.
I swear, this town's going straight to hell.
You're behind the wheel.
All right, where to?
Torba şirketine gidelim lan. Dur hadi. Gün bitti. Abi de bunu Allah kaç bayağı sürer sanırım. Daha video bakalım kaç. Zaten
We missed something at the cruise place. Let's go back.
ne unuttuk?
What do you think?
We missed something at the cruise place. Let's go back.
You can drive.
Where are we going?
Evet. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Şimdi. Burada bir yer varmış. Burayı gördüm ben de.
Seems irrelevant. I don't think so.
Bunlara bakalım bir de. Yine cıvata. Bakalım bir de.
Nothing significant.
Ne yapacağım anlamadım şu anda ama. Ve evet. Sanırım.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Evet.
More soup? Who in the hell keeps a secret stash of soup?
Bakalım beni.
You hungry or something, Phelps?
Biraz acıkmış olabiliriz. Oo, harika.
I'd say that's pretty good value for 12 cents.
Factory sealed. Someone at the cannery has a lot of explaining to do.
With one.
This guy EJ seems to be bringing in most of the serious weight. The dates and times seem pretty regular. We should notify the border crossing.
Those fuckers are probably in on it. Let's wait and see how this plays out.
Tamam. Şuradan gidelim de bir ha. Yürü artık Phelps.
You know the way. You can drive.
Do we know where we're going?
Saat çok. Yani ben de bir telefon geliyorum.
Carruthers says the morphine is still turning up.
Makes sense. We have no idea how much of the stuff Lenny shifted. There's been no comeback from Cohen as yet.
Maybe Confidential Magazine is right, and Bugsy is on the slide.
You read that stuff?
Evet, tamam.
I wouldn't say it to his face if I was you. That is one hot-tempered son of a bitch.
Broadway, Hollywood. Ondan sonra şey... Ama
Right. Let's see if we can find out who's been
güzel.
over-seasoning the soup in this place.
Çok güzel oyun gibi duruyor, interaktif. Saat falan 6 tane konu varmış oyun. Ben görmemiz yeterli olursa.
LAPD. Who owns this factory, ma'am?
Mr. Parnell. Howard Parnell. I'll let him know you're here. Please, take a seat.
If you don't mind, we'll come with you.
If you must.
Bak Cold Phelps.
You just wanted to follow her, didn't you? You sly dog. I must apologize for my partner's roving eye. He hates saying goodbye, but he loves watching them leave.
Give it a rest, Roy.
If you could show these men in to see Mr. Parnell, Doris. They're from the LAPD.
Follow me, gentlemen.
What is going on?
LAPD, sit tight, fatso. You could be in very serious trouble.
Listen,
There's no reason to be rude. Take a seat, gentlemen. I'm sure we can sort this all out.
Maybe you can explain why we found $5 bags of marijuana in sealed Parnell soup cans.
That's an outrageous allegation.
How do you explain it, Chubby? We found at least 30 cans, all sealed up tight with your label on them.
Can I get a list of your employees?
Of course, we have nothing to hide. Doris, can you bring me in the current employee listing?
artist.
Here it is, Mr. Parnell.
On the desk, please.
Roy da kızı kesiyor habire. ...947.
Any name on that list that rings a bell?
Vallahi hepsini tek tek basacağım ya. Tam alt yazıların hepsini oku. Ah, buydu. Garcia Cruz. Tamam, hatırladım.
This is familiar. 1452 North Las Palmas. A Jorge Garcia Cruz.
Tamamdır.
The factory sealed cans we found suggest a very professional operation, Mr. Parnell. We're looking for an inside man.
I know nothing about this. I want this stopped as much as you do.
Ay öyle mi? Kendi fabrikanda ne yapıldığını bilmiyorsun ha?
Tell me what I want to know, Parnell, or I will have half the LAPD down here tearing this place apart. You're hiding something.
Am I right in thinking you would not want to pursue misdemeanors outside your drug case?
Depending on what you call a misdemeanor,
Hadi dayı
we might
ya,
be prepared
uğraştırma
to turn a
bizi.
blind eye.
The truth is I employ a lot
Gerçek
of
şu ki
illegals.
pek çok kaçağı çalıştı.
No one wants to do menial work anymore. Most of my factory staff are wetbacks. The local blacks and Chicanos all want jobs in aircraft factories.
Presumably because the pay is a lot better. How are your sales, Mr. Parnell?
Just fine and dandy, son. We're entering a new era of prosperity. I hope you're both big soup eaters.
Bana biraz şey gibi geldi. Yalan diyemem çünkü sadece torba kutuları var.
Mr. Parnell, do you know what kind of trouble you're in? Come clean with us.
Okay, so things are a little flat.
Üretimi
We're
azaltmaya karar
deciding
verdik.
whether to lower production. It's taken a while to adjust to not having any military contracts. You know, we sold Uncle Sam 5 million cans of minestrone.
Ever heard of Juan Garcia Cruz?
Not that I know of.
He has a brother employed here. You know him?
Bence
We
yalan
employ
söylüyor
large
bunda.
numbers of Mexicans. I'm not familiar with them all.
Öyle olsa bu çorba kutuları nerede olacak? Buna sevgi. Gerçi bu da yalanla şüphe arasında kalacak da. Gerek yok da. Vallahi yalan diyeceğim.
Tell us the truth, Parnell. You and Cruz are moving dope from Mexico and packaging it up here.
I am telling the truth. You don't have one scrap of evidence that says I'm behind this.
İhtimal yanlış oldu bu arada ya.
I don't need any more federal intervention in my business. So stop making accusations and let's work out what's going on here.
Üh ya.
Tell us about Jorge Garcia Cruz.
Jorge? I had no idea of his last name.
Göz kaçırdı
His
ve
team does daily maintenance on the
bir
conveyor belts
kahkaha.
and cookers.
Sanırım bu da
You're being made a patsy by a dope ring, Parnell, and you're happy to sit here and let it
abi
happen.
2
You want my help?
4'te 2
I said
yaptık.
I'd help. You want to call me names? You can go fuck yourself.
Sen oğlum
We'd like to take a look around the factory floor, Mr. Parnell.
I hope we won't have to shut down the line.
No, nothing like that.
Thank you. I'm grateful for that. I'll show you around myself.
güzel, hadi bakalım.
I hate seeing how things are made. This is gonna be like that time I went to the slaughterhouse and couldn't eat steak for a week.
Evet. Vay vay. Hadi artık. Neden hep sorgulamayı biz yapıyoruz ki? Bazen aslında o yapsa güzel olur. Cinayette de bir soru.
This is where the produce comes in. We peel and sort all of the vegetables and add them to the line in regular quantities.
Fascinating.
Evet, gerçekten büyük.
Why don't you keep quiet? Might learn something.
Oh, good God. This really is turning into some nightmare school trip flashback.
Koy. Koy sevmişsin. Bir ya.
This is the hopper, which boils and purees the vegetables. The other hopper is for the pasta. This way, please.
You're loving this, aren't you, Phelps?
Çok gidiyor ya, biliyorum.
Sorry, mister. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Hiç söylemedik. Hep paketleniyor aslında. Burada bakacağım var mı? Belki şurada da var gibi. Evet, buradan atıyor.
The soup is ladled automatically into cans. Next stage is labeling.
I'd like to see the packing and dispatch area, if you don't mind.
Evet.
Sure. It's over here. Follow me.
Ya bu oyunlarda hep bir şey problemi var ya. Biraz ilerledim mi görevden? Özellikle şu
This is one of our
karakter
dispatchers.
oldu mu?
Sergio, right?
Yes, sir.
These men are from the LAPD. Sergio here records our outgoing deliveries. They all go in the book. Just there on the desk.
Tamam.
Can I have a look at that coin?
Sure. Why not?
Silver dollar, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The markings on it say it's been taken out of circulation.
Evet.
Maybe. I'm not trying to buy anything with it. I like it. Brings me luck.
Hadi bakalım öyle olsun.
Do you have access to the canning area?
I do,
Arama görev verimini yüklemeyi
but I keep to my station. Loading and unloading. Don't care much for soup.
Ya yalan ya da şüpheli diyeceğim çünkü doğru söylemiyor ama. Bunu söylesek ne alaka diyecek, hani sen nereden koydun? EJ. Sorguladığımız kişi sanırım Sergio. Sergio alakası yok. Bana biraz şüpheli geliyor.
Sergio, if you don't give me something, I'm gonna go to immigration services and have you deported.
You get a shipment once every 2 weeks. Ernesto does the driving.
Ah, aferin.
Don't know his full name. It's delivered here at night.
Aferin.
Or he gets it canned up. From here it gets sent all over the country.
Import edilen deyince ne güzel böyle bir ne yapacağız?
We're looking for repeat business in large amounts, Cole. What's going on, Parnell? There's enough soup going to this place every day to feed a company of Marines.
Evet.
What are you talking about? We're a family company using family recipes. We don't know anything about dope rings. I need you to stop this from ruining the company's reputation.
What do you know about the 20th century market?
Nada. I get the orders from upstairs. I send the goods where I'm told.
And you don't know Juan Garcia Cruz?
No, not me.
Doğru gibi geldi ama.
We just want to talk to Juan, Sergio. You sure you couldn't tell us where we could find him?
Yanlışmış tüh ya.
Ari, I never heard of the man.
That's it for now, Sergio. If we need to speak to you again, we'll put in a call to Mr. Parnell.
Tüh ya.
If you have to,
Dostuma çok kötü gitti.
I guess.
We will be in touch, Mr. Parnell. It is imperative that things appear as normal here. Keep an eye on Sergio in case he gets tempted to blow the whistle.
Thanks, I'll do that. You're going to overlook my little immigration problem, aren't you?
Hayır.
Cheer up, fatso. We're gonna let you go on squeezing these poor saps a little while longer. Well, until some commie union types infiltrate this place.
Ne yapacağız?
I am glad to be out of that place. I never knew fresh vegetables could smell so bad.
Ama şimdi ne yapacağız? Nereye gideceğiz?
Can you drive to this one?
Fine, where are we headed?
Nasıl bineceğiz ya? Neyse.
How many years have you been in Vice, Roy?
More years than I want to own up to,
Birinden uzun
Phelps.
zamandır Phelps. Bayağı.
You have any idea who Rojas was talking about?
Umarım diğerindeki gibi olmaz
The
ya.
gringo runs the operation? Could be anybody. You don't expect those morons to be running the show, do you? If you ask Rojas how much a silver dollar is worth, he'd probably say 50 cents.
Yani. Arabamız çok. Of ne saçma hava ya. Artık. Allah.
Sit tight. Let's take a look at what's going on.
Olur. Lan bu şu salak değil
These
mi?
customers are
Cinayet
serious
masasındaki.
soup lovers, or I think we found our middleman.
Car 11 King to KGPL.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
I'm requesting assistance in a B-Wagon at 20th Century Markets,
Oğlan olacak.
1558 North Highland. Numerous narcotic suspects. Code 2 only, no sirens.
11K, roger.
Okay. Cavalry should be here any minute.
İyi.
LAPD, nobody move!
I'll take my chances.
Ya Başlatma şansına. Kaçmış geri zekalı yani, neyse sekans.
Whatever you're carrying, hand it over. I'd say he's got about half a can left. I guess that makes me a pessimist.
You can't take me in.
Take you in? Be glad he didn't shoot you. I wouldn't have chased you. If it was up to me, you'd be talking out of a hole in the back of your head.
I want information.
Senor, I would like to help you, but I got a family in Mexico I have to provide for. And my compadres are very unreasonable.
Your compadres? Turn out your pockets.
Ahbapların.
I need Ray to run down these silver dollars.
I need to make a deal.
Demek ki bu bir
I need
semt
guarantees.
şey gibi, sembol
You have
gibi.
identification?
Meksikalı.
Sanchez Erto, Mexican, Tijuana address.
Bunları varmış. Almayalım. Al bakalım.
Here's the deal, Erto. You give me information, and I won't give you to immigration. Give me EJ, the driver bringing in the shipments, or I'll make you for it.
I run the shop. That's all I do.
Aha.
Start talking,
Aa,
Erto. I
yalana
want the names of everyone
basacakmışız.
involved.
What difference does it make what I tell you? I'm still going to jail, no?
Abi
Tell
bu
me
dava
about the
çok
soup cans.
yaptık
The
ya.
soup is very popular, as you can see.
BC. Bu. Sergio'nun. Vallahi yalan diyeceğim.
It's real funny, wise guy. You want to try saying that again with no teeth?
I get a delivery at 7:30 every other day from the factory. Jorge organizes everything.
We know about Jorge and Juan. Juan is dead.
Suzan'la nasıl tanıştığını. Evet.
Tell us how you know the Cruz boys.
Ernesto put together this thing. He brought in Juan, Juan brought in Jorge.
Continue.
I was already here. Ernesto knows I'm illegal, so he threatened to report me if I didn't help. And the money is good. The gringos and the gringas, they love the reefer. And I didn't want to have to leave and start again in San Francisco.
You're breaking my heart.
You're under arrest, Erto. I'll speak to the DA and see if he will agree to not seize your assets or deport you. That's the best I can do. You've got this one chance to cooperate,
Evet.
Erto. Give me your delivery boys,
Yoksa
or you'll do every year
yatarsın.
that we were saving for them.
All right. There's a shipment coming in tonight to the soup factory. Parnell's Soup Factory.
Ernest.
1 a.m. Ernesto will be there.
We should get some backup and stake out the cannery tonight.
Hadi bakalım. Soruşturma çok kötü yaptık ya. Berbat oldu, battı. Hadi bakalım. Heh.
Freddie said they were moving 50 pounds a week. That's a lot of soup cans.
I think this is an interstate operation. Moving dope around the country to selected grasshoppers. Local weed gets distributed in the usual way, through Pachuco street punks.
Someone must know something about this drug baron character.
Bence de.
Here they come.
Bunlar da Hollywood starı gibi üstte arabayla geziyorlar.
Let them unload the goods first.
Tamam partner.
Now, let's get him.
İn bakalım.
All right, move. Move! Let's go!
Gir gir gir
Everyone
gir
get
gir
your
gir.
back. LAPD, put your hands where we can see them. Go, Phelps. Get in there. Reinforcements are on the way.
Oğlum bir ev vurmuştu. Nereden vurdu? Burada biri var.
How long do you think you can hold out?
Güç tutmamamız gerekiyordu ya. Bir daha alalım ya. Lazım olur. Nerede var? Bir de yukarıda. Kontroller bu arada.
Throw out the guns.
Hatırladığımdan daha kötü. Baksana teslim ol.
All clear? I think that's the last of them, Cole.
Kuş mu geldi?
Detectives, found something here you probably want to see.
Tamam.
Tijuana address.
Tamam, federal
We should see what the federales have on him.
Ve elinde. Para daha oğlum.
$1 per dead man. Doesn't seem like much for a human life.
God damn. I think we found our stash, Cole. Take a look in these boxes.
Bakacağım da hangisi? Harika.
At the very minimum, another 50 pounds.
Detectives, I think we got the guy. Does the name Cruz mean something to you?
It certainly does.
Yani evet. Bak elinde de son bir darbe varmış. Bir paraymış lan.
$1,000 here. Yet another silver dollar.
Phelps, Earl, looks like quite a bloodbath. What was this all about?
Drugs and money. What else? Speaking of money, where did that roll go?
I picked it up for safekeeping. The department owes me 50.
Ray, I have another 2 coins for you.
Great. I've got something to show you. It's all set up on the table over here. There. Take a look at these coins you've been collecting.
Bakalım.
There are letters cut into each coin, along with not legal tender. What do you mean?
Those are Morgan silver dollars.
Evet, devam ediyoruz.
The first coin, MAS. The second, ANG. The third, KAY. The fourth,
Doğru
MET.
yaptık,
The
iyi.
fifth, ALS. Masanke Metals.
A metal foundry. Would you like the address?
Çok iyi olur.
Would I ever?
1034 Vine Street, Hollywood. We'll finish up here. It's already been a long night, Phelps. See if you can talk them into giving themselves up.
Nereden çıkış? Lan? At silah.
You can drive.
All right, where to?
Ne demek veriyor? Bir adam.
I hope that big wad of cash doesn't weigh you down.
Get your priorities straight, Phelps. We're close to bringing in one of the biggest dope cases of the year, and you're worrying about unsubstantial evidence?
Locked. We need another way in.
Christ alive, this is a nightmare!
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
for the back door, Roy.
You win one more hand, Andy. I'm taking my money and going home.
Hey, who the fuck is that?
Stay down.
You okay?
I'll tell you when I see what's waiting for us at the top.
Stay in cover!
LAPD, hands up!
Victor Sanders.
You know this guy?
I should have known.
Of course I know Roy. Roy and I have had an arrangement for
Get
many
up.
years.
You're under arrest.
Am I?
We have a mountain of prima facie evidence, as well as the testimony.
You'd be surprised how things have a habit of sorting themselves out. Evidence disappearing. Witnesses that can't be found. Policemen that forget. The impossible becomes probable when you have a client list like mine.
Shut your mouth! Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Working vice can be a thankless task, Phelps. But on behalf of the brass and the moms and dads and the concerned citizens, I'd like to commend you and your partner for smashing this dope ring. Reefer is almost as big a threat to the children of this city as communism.
What about Sanders, Lieutenant?
Leave Sanders to me, Phelps. The chief will be looking after that one personally.
He will be brought to trial.
Phelps, we are celebrating your success. Don't push your luck. Sanders is no longer your problem.
You like the fight game, Phelps?
I did a little boxing in the Marines. I found it a pretty humbling experience.
Fix you a sandwich, buddy? Corned beef and egg salad, 12 cents. Bologna and ham and cheese, 10.
It's strictly a mug's game. You'll like this fight, though. A plucky limey's about to take a beating from an up-and-coming Negro.
You sound pretty sure about the result.
I ought to be. I got $50 on the black kid. Let's get a ringside seat.
Pardon.
Kaybettim, kazandım.
That son of a bitch Hammond made a run for his dressing room. Let's find out what's going on.
God damn you, Albert! You get out here right now!
Step back. LAPD. What's going on?
That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door.
And who are you?
Carlo Arcaro. I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete.
Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged.
And you were out of pocket?
Damn right. Me and a couple hundred other people.
Stand aside.
He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Why would we do that? He won the fight fair and square.
To prevent him from getting clipped. He was paid to flop. There was big money riding on this
So are we
fight.
here because you lost money or because we're investigating a prize-fighting racket?
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find. Which is Hammond's locker?
Over by the pinboard, second from the end.
Yani
There's a phone number we can run by R&I, plus a bunch of names and odds. You're not the only one who likes a flutter, Roy.
bantladım.
Optimistic, Cole.
Ya yeter. Vallahi biz
You better find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me... Roy, you out of pocket too?
Mickey? Seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
oynak
Cole
kalan
Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
I know who he is, Roy. I, met his brother-in-law.
I think you had the mixture pretty scared back there.
tam polis ya harbiden.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, batch
Yani doğru olana
1247.
sonuna kadar gitmedi. Güzel bir şey
How
Phelps'e.
can I help, Detective?
I need an address for the following phone number. AL345.
The address for the phone number is the Hotel L.A Noire, 6294
Altın-
Leland Way, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Thanks, ma'am. You know the place?
Flop house. Quarter a night, no questions asked.
You're behind the wheel.
Where are we going?
Neyse Allah'tan bu tam bir polis. Görev dışında bir görev
You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship with Cohen and Stompanato.
Do I note a hint of reprimand in your tone, Detective? Talking to gangsters comes with the turf. You should try out Mickey's place. He's got a haberdasher's up on Sunset.
Bak
See if he
bizimki
can
de
get you
artık
out of those old man's clothes you slick around
Roy'u
in.
sorgulamaya başladı.
It's
Ne
a
yaptın
front for his
gerizekalı?
illegal activities.
It is that, but he does carry some very sharp suits.
If it's okay with you, I'll stick with Brooks Brothers.
Deckard. Geldik otele. Biri işini düzgün yapmıyor ya. Arkadaşım bu nasıl bir iş ya.
That's the cop from the newspaper. You think talking is cheap? Try hiring a lawyer.
Yeah, what do you want?
LAPD.
We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. This isn't the sort of place where people use their real names.
Haklı.
Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
Here's what I heard. That cop caught the guy that did the dahlia, but they covered it up.
Herhalde hep bu defterler çok
Okay, so look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
güzel askerlerinin hepsine vallahi tek tek basacağım. Genelde ilk sayfada olmuyor zaten bu oyunda da.
Are you liquored up?
Gerçi giriş saatine bakarsak daha iyi olur. 1 PM 1
Winston Churchill. A very patriotic Englishman is staying in room 207.
Evet, nasıl?
The old bulldog. Even at a flop house, Adley can't get out from his shadow.
Kaç numara oldu çok umurumda değil. Çünkü oyunda şöyle bir şey var. Genelde girebileceğiniz yerlerde sarı bir kapı kolu hemen karşımızda zaten.
You are a modest little person with much to be
Yeterli oluyor.
Door's unlocked. Looks like he's had a broad up here.
Instaheat. Adrian Black's product of choice. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Candy has
Adrian
expensive
Blake.
taste. Albert has his
Aynen
work
şey
cut out for him.
ilk davaydı, vay be.
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer. Who's Candy?
Candy Edwards, the lady who filled out this coupon. This fighter has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
Ben de öyle. Burada niye bu kadar çok sinek var arkadaş?
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Elinde nasıl aldın hayret ediyorum.
He must be heading home. You know, I hope he makes it.
That crooked son of a bitch? No chance.
Bakıyor muyuz bu? Bakacak. Güllük. Ne olabilir? Burada bir not.
Looks like Albert has been doing some homework.
Evet, emeklilik
11
planı
grand
yapıyor.
would be a nice little
1000
nest
dolar
egg.
o dönem için çok güzel para. Bir şey. Etkileşim demiyoruz.
Any ideas?
All right, let's go after his girl. See if that gets us any closer.
Tamam hadi gidelim kızı. Leroy'un parası gitti ya. Ben daha istekli.
You
Sen
drive.
sürüyorsun
I
Leroy.
need to go over the case notes.
Do we
Gün
know
boyu
where we're
bitecek
going?
artık yeter. Zaten sanırım artık davalar biraz daha kısalmaya başladı. Gerçi bunun davaları...
So, you boxed in the Marines?
We all did. Standard training.
I can't imagine you ever played dirty.
The only prize for taking a fall was 1,000 push-ups.
Neredesin? Paul Phelps. Böyle yazalım buraya. Ama şey güzel ya polisliği. Hani rüşvet alayım, cart edeyim. Yok. Adam neyse oyun.
We need to know which room is Candy's.
Yalnız acaba biz bu şeyler yapıyoruz da yasal mı?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Hanımefendi kolay gelsin.
LAPD,
LAPD.
ma'am.
Candy
We're looking for
Edwards
Candy
arıyoruz.
Edwards.
Apartment 7. You take the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn left at the top. You friends of the Italian guy?
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type. Gave his
Adı
name as
Carlo.
Carlo. I didn't like the look of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
This Candy broad must be as sweet as she sounds. All these gentlemen callers.
Evet, haklısın.
swear this town is going straight to hell. Give it up,
Sounds
bitch.
like we're missing all
He's
the
gone
fun.
fuck
Get
both
in
of
there,
us, and you
Phelps.
know where he's hiding. Now tell me where he is before I cut you.
Burası mı?
I told you I haven't seen him.
Burası. Oha.
Like hitting women. This isn't gonna end well for you, friend.
Oğlum ne oluyor? Ölüyordum lan, dövüşmeyi unutmuşum. Saatlik illa basmak.
Out cold, but breathing. Give her a minute and take a look around.
Wow.
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Evet. Boy haklı ya. Yine haklı değil. George,
Carlo here
Ray.
seems to have the same friends as Hammond. What are the odds on them all being bookmakers?
Sanırım kadın kaçmaya.
She's leaving town.
Başka bir şey. Bir bakalım masa.
Not much help.
Yardımcı. Tamam, vur. Burada ne var?
Single ticket. One way. I guess there isn't a lot for Albert in Ohio.
Ohio severiz.
His
New York'tan
Scania sails
kalkacak.
from New York.
Hanımefendi.
Take a seat, Miss Edwards. We have some questions for you to answer.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong.
Ever? I find that pretty hard to believe.
O bir şey yapamaz.
Can you answer some questions now, Miss Edwards?
Sure, I've had worse. I'll shake it off.
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
Ya bak, yalan söyleme. Kendi Edwards başvuru sinema bileti parçası telgraf. Bence telgrafı kullanmak daha mantıklı gibi geliyor bana. Ama şansım değil.
You're lying, Candy. You were in his hotel room. He came back after the fight and you weren't there. What happened?
You can't prove that I was in the room.
Kanıtlarım. Ha. Şimdi çok kritik ya. Telgraf ne? Bence telgraf.
How do you think we found you, Candy?
Daha
You wrote your
gösterip
name
sol
and
vurdum
address on
bakın.
a coupon.
Look, Albert was supposed to take a fall. We were all supposed to make a little money out of it. But Albert got too goddamn stubborn. Said his pride was all he had left. So I told him, shove it. Let's see his pride keep him warm at night.
So you walked out before the fight.
Yes, I did. What's the problem? I didn't take anything.
Do the names Harry, Mervyn, or Ray mean anything to you?
Could be anybody. How the hell would I know?
Nereden bilebilirim ki? Allah. Nasıl yalan diyecektik
Give up
ya.
these men, Miss Edwards, and we'll think about letting these charges against you slide.
What? Charges against me? All I did was try and look out for Albert. Now he skips out and I have to take beatings for him as well?
Yanlış yaptık.
You're leaving town, Miss Edwards?
Yes, I'm going straight home.
Yalan söyleme. Otobüs bileti.
You're lying to me. Albert finally won a big fight. I say good luck to him. But you know where he is. Let me help him, Candy.
Do all you cops run off at the mouth? Prove I know where he is.
Falan hayırdır. Otobüs bileti mi? Akron, Ohio.
I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Saçma hareketler yaptık ya.
Well, get out of your way, Candy. We know you're a busy lady.
Like I said, I've done nothing wrong.
The LAPD expects a little more cooperation. You'd better watch your back, sister. Get out, Carlo, you hump. And get rid of that pig sticker. You ever pull that thing on me, I'll shoot you like a dog.
That bitch knows where Hammond is. She knows where my money's gone.
My money too, tough guy. I'll handle this.
Biz varız diye bu kadar yalnız Roy böyle yapıyor var ya.
Bad people are looking to hurt Candy, and yet she's not heading straight for the train station? I smell a payoff. I say stake her out. See where she goes.
Olur da. Abi ben vardiya dışındayım ya. Bir evime gitseydim. Eşimin çok yanında bekledim.
Tail is broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
Öyle de. Kimlik değiştirmişken fark edilmeyecek. Güzel. Bak bu güzel olay işte. Tamam. Bak bu güzelmiş. Aramızda ya abi nasıl fark etti ya? Pardon beyler. Pardon. Bu sefer fazla yaklaşmayalım. Bu arada Silent Hill 2 remake çıktı.
Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted.
Gerçi biraz
I'll
fazla
bring up the
pahalı
car
ama oyun.
behind you.
Kaçta TL'ye çevirdik mi? Girer. Bayağı pahalı oyun aldım. Gerçi ben 1000 dolara geçtiğinden beri en son geçen sene yani 2000 sene yapmıştım. İşte. Bir sene ETS DLC almıştım. İndirime girmiş. Çok pahalı ya. Bir alıyorsun kredi kartından fazla da para çekiyor.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Neyle siper alıyorduk?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Görüyorum zaten ya. Hangi tuşta abi işte? Kontroller. Klavye, fare. Daha or. Hepsi sürekli koşmaymış bak. Onu da öğrenmiş olduk. Şarjör yenileme, sipere girme. Sipere girmeyi var ya. Hap da yapabilir. D yapalım biraz daha kolay olur. H de yapmayalım abi. Sipere girme çık getirelim.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Bankalık değiştirmek gerek yok. Mesafe çok.
Move in. At risk losing the trail.
Tamam bu mesafe iyi. Daha şuraya gel.
When's America gonna understand?
Too much slack.
About giving, not
Gotta get closer.
Abi çok yaklaşınca bu sefer yaklaştın. Etrafına bak. Al.
Move in. At risk losing the trail.
Bak şimdi. Şunları koş. Direkt geçiyor.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. At risk losing the trail.
Aha eve girdi. Abi hani tamam biliyorum ben risk girmeye değmez. Evet ama açık alan ben.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Oyun da bekletiyor bak bilerek. Görevin ilk başlangıcı güzeldi ama çok... Ya abi en baştan başlatırsa çok söverim bu oyunu. Hah iyi. Zaten en baştan başlatsaydı o sanırım duraklatırdım bir bir yarım saat verdim oyunu. Çek bu oyun bugün beyler.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Ya sen orada niye duruyorsun? Sen salak mısın? Hayırdır birader, bir problem mi var?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Evet, tamam. Ha, oldu. Yeter.
Bookmakers? Yes.
Ne kadar da şaşırdım.
Surprise, surprise.
Niye bindik, niye iniyoruz abi? Bayıstim.
A blonde woman just came in here. She went out the back way. Said she was being watched.
How much did she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid Galahad fight?
You got it. I'm not complaining. We all made a lot of money on that one. Huge plunge on Galahad, and then Hammond knocks the bum out.
So she collected the money and went out through the back door?
Nope. She made a phone call over there, wrote something on a notepad, and then left.
What are you doing? An old intelligence trick from the Marines. We know where she's headed. Let's get moving. You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
R11K, 11 King. Further to your request, Bunko Fraud has 3 known bookmakers operating out of storefronts in the Hollywood area. Thrifty Liquor, 6106 Santa Monica, the Examiner Drugstore, and a Max Spirits at 1658 North Cherokee. KGPL clear.
Yayınlara Drugstores. Seni de hatırlıyorum lan. Oğlum oyunda hep sen yakaladığımız elemanlar gibi araba satıcısı vardı orada.
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD.
Relax, Cole. You just have a blonde in here, Mervyn?
Sure did. I'm just about to close up. She took me to the cleaners. 4,000 clams and change.
How long ago did she leave?
Maybe 5 minutes. Called a cab. Asked for a number. I told her there was a card over there by the phone.
Telefon nerede? Yellow cab.
Yellow cab. We need to get after her, fast. Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Hemen bağlıyoruz. Güzel.
Can you connect me to the Yellow Cab Company? Hollywood 2187, please. This is Detective Phelps, LAPD. You
1480
dispatched
Ivar
the
Meydanı
cab
Hollywood'da bir taksi göndermiş.
1487 Ivar Avenue, Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Send one round from the pool.
Do you have the number of that cab?
Number 179.
Thanks.
We're done playing around. Get Mervyn to give us an address on Ray's place.
Gidelim arabamız.
You can drive.
All right, where to?
Eczaneye gitmiyoruz o zaman. Hiç oyalanmadan Ray'in yerine gidelim dediyse.
Hammond backed himself to win.
And Candy is picking up the winnings. Smart play.
Question is Candy collecting on Albert's behalf,
Aynen.
or is she cheating him too?
That sort of helps.
That's the cab waiting up ahead. She's not in the car. Don't get too close.
Ama
She must be inside.
aynen paraları topla. Niye valiziyle gezip sürekli?
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab. Hammond is over the hill. He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. Should know his goddamn place.
I think he knows. I think he worked out the place isn't L.A.
He's punchy. His brain's going to mush. Winston Churchill? Give me a break.
Asıl böyle takip etmek
Churchill is a
bence çok
fighter,
saçma
Roy.
da.
Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
Suratımızı gördü de. Bu mesafede takip etmek daha çok dikkat çeker. Hani böyle bir yolda ağır ağır. Baksana. Böyle vurur. Adam der.
That ought to do it. Now get back in close.
Sireni yakayım mı?
Hammond is full of himself, being this sure he was gonna win.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Hanımefendi binin arabaya, tamam, dikkat çek. Kazayı yanlışlıkla yaptı. Ne kadar çok döndü ya. Sanırım takip edildiği bir taktik var ya. Birisi takip ediyor, sürekli sağa dönüyor.
That bitch is giving me what I'm owed. That's all I know.
Çok yaklaş. Durdu.
Pull over. She's heading inside.
Otobüs durağı.
I think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee faster next time, honey.
Son, you're a couple of shingles short of a full roof.
Ben de ne yapıyor?
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know? It's a cut from the newspapers.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and pushed him in front of the...
Ne oldu lan? Gazetesi... Haydi. Kim vurdu seni?
Call an ambulance.
Hammond got away.
He said...
Just try and sit still, Candy. Who shot you? Was it Albert?
Car.
They're on the way. I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond. He got the money, right?
Looks like it.
A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split.
Oğlum
He won't make it
sevgilisine
out of town.
That's how you see it?
I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
Help me out.
Yardım et, ne yapalım?
Candy's croaked, Cole. Check through her things. We need to find out where Hammond holds up.
Silah da burada. Silahı da atıp git.
The Egyptian Theater.
Mısır tiyatrosu. Ne bakacağım? Seri numarasız
32 caliber. One shot
bir kere
fired.
ateş edin.
So, what now? The theater, I guess. We don't have much else to go on.
Kolay gelsin. Babamız lan oğlum. Bu kadar takip et. Kadın öldü ya lan. Cinayet masasından
You're
daha
behind the
çok
wheel.
cinayet oluyor.
Where are we going?
Canım hadi. En azından hani bugün şeyi bitirdim. Masayı bitirdim.
Poor girl.
Taksilik masasında.
She didn't
hikaye
deserve
sorayım
that.
Poor girl. Half the precinct aren't taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to leave town a lot quicker than that if you decide to screw over Mickey C.
Evet, Mısır tiyatrosu. Araba kaza yapmış.
This seems like a long shot. Aren't they all?
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. Revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
He stabbed her.
I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns.
That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money too?
Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
Arkadaş. Girelim bakalım.
Why'd you kill her, Carlos? Your gripe was with me.
She was collecting the money for you. Mickey made it clear it was either me or you, and I intend to keep on living.
She stole those betting slips. She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her?
No, I let her collect. I set her up, just like she set me up. Just like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take a dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money. It's for the best, kid.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart. I was a Royal Marine, Carlo. If I lost a fight, it wasn't for lack of trying, and it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much, but I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
Ha, seni de öldüreceğiz, bekle.
So did little boy. You did it to make a quick buck, and Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money. All I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
LAPD. Atlan silahını.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your weapon. You're making a big mistake, Arcaro.
Öldün mü lan?
You're clear, go! Find some cover!
Come on, Cole. Carlo's a dead man.
Hammond, too, when I find him.
Şapkamız. Şapkamız.
Throw out the guns. Where are...
Ben şu anda sadece
Stay in cover! I'm wide open here!
tamam.
It's time to come out now, Hammond! Put the gun down, Roy.
That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money.
Catch. Iskanya sails from New York, Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it.
Hadi kaybol lan. Helal lan Phelps sana.
Fuck you! That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps!
I'm hearing rumors of a fight that was fixed, of gangsters looking to get square, that LAPD cops might be involved. Either of you two sons of bitches know anything about that?
No, sir.
So, the dead wop who turned up in this theater, who used to be a boxing manager, who murdered Candy Edwards, has nothing to do with the fix?
Absolutely not.
Earl, you're doing venereal disease citations until you can learn to stop lying to me. Phelps, got anything to add?
Doğru söylüyor efendim.
No, sir.
Get your uniform from your locker. You're back on the street.
Kim? Sokaklara geri dönüyor. Esrar tuzak, şimdi tuzak şehir ve alın yazısında daha sonra. Tehdit ediyor bizi ya bence. Zannetmiyorum. Ne yıkıtısı ki?
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Haydi yapalım artık.
What's with that getup
Son,
of yours
bundan sonra
anyway?
son bir davamız
Guarantee
daha kalıyor.
hard
Ondan
introducing
sonra
it
da
as Detective Earl, and this is my
Akçılık.
science teacher, Mr.
Yes.
Phelps.
Terfi
Your
almak güzel
interest in my
oluyor.
appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm the same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Hadi Roy. Hadi hadi. Girelim artık. Bundan öncekisi güzeldi bak böyle arada sadece
Seem distracted.
kişisel
We recovered
hayatımda
the
da
morphine.
nasıl desem bununla takıldığımızı
Some of it might
göstermesi
be
falan.
unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of L.A. forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Doe's.
Bakmam evet kayıttaymış. Pardon.
The odds for and
Yalnız
against
umarım
lightning
o
striking.
Kayıt alıyordu. Kayıt almıyorsun. Bu kadar oynadım. Eğer almazsa bir daha oynamam.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Asansör yok. Altıncı. Kaç kat çık? Kata mı gel? Kat fazla çık. Saymadım ama kattayız.
Roy, we're in a hurry.
I'm busy here, Phelps.
Ha 6 numaraymış. Kat değil. Vay.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
Vay Rusty de burada.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Sağ ol be Kaski. Vay vay vay vay bizim partnerler.
Phelps? Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
The neck is bruised pretty badly.
Kollarında da kırılmayı.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Bu da var bir.
This is her in these photos? She's something else.
Yes.
Very unusual ring.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very...
Evet. Devam ediyoruz.
And there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Can you get lost and let me work?
This broad was built to be photographed, even if she is dead.
Hap var lan.
Looks like barbiturates. Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Bu ne işimize yarayacak da?
Advice?
Once you've checked the bathroom, Cole, you better take a look around.
I was going to scrub the bathroom. And there she, floating. I really can't talk about
Abi-
this anymore.
Lan. Hah. Ben de... Bir dakika sol.
is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look. Could have been a modeling assignment.
Arayınca.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Detaylı incelemek için. Detaylı ince. Eyyo.
Get a move on, Roy. Hoo-ah.
Not right now.
You know I'm right, Phelps. This woman was murdered, and the killers need to be found.
Buna baktık zaten. Bakmam. Gir bakayım.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Al detaylı incele.
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster. So what next?
Once you've checked the bathroom, Cole, you better take a look
Tamam,
around.
baktık etrafa, gel gidelim.
I haven't got time to jog, Cole. The captain wants me to make this case.
Come on, Phelps. Even Roy looks like he's working. Get on with it.
Roy bile işe koyun da baktık daha neye bakayım. Sadece baktık. Daha bakayım da. Belki bir şey. Başka bir şey daha bulmam.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Şüpheli olmaz herhalde ya, ne bileyim. Ya abi şüpheli demem gerekiyormuş ya.
No, men were usually besotted with Miss Julia, not the other way around. I don't think Miss Julia was ever in love with anyone.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Men friends, Mrs. Randall.
Çok yaptık.
I will not spread gossip about Miss Julia. She was very nice to me.
I don't care if she was the Virgin Mary's sister. Who was she humping? You changed the sheets.
You're disgusting. If you're going to take that tone, I won't answer any more questions.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Mrs. Randallson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldsson.
Abi çok
Been
kötü
very
yaptım.
helpful.
Allah.
One of the other detectives will take your
İngilizceyi
statement
biraz
and then
hızlı
you can go
oynamaya
home. Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
Onlara işte şey yaptı ya.
You think Carruthers has called it right?
Ceketin içinde var
He
dedi.
rarely gets it
Onun
wrong.
izinden gidebilirsin.
I don't know.
Evin içine
I'm a
baktık falan
Galloway.
filandır işte.
I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Rusty biraz tuhaf bir adamdı ama hani
You can drive.
sözünde iyi adamdı da
Do we
sadece
know
şey
where
yapmak
we're going?
istedi.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist him? Galloway's got nothing to
çalışıyor.
prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Ben bunun mesela bizi niye yanımıza istediğini anlamadım. Hani onun yanında ol dediğini. Geldik. Burada biz doktora geldik. Ben niye kasaba bakıyorum?
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
Ah ya, keşke her bölümde böyle asansör hiç çıkmıyor.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Niye el göster?
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just
Evet,
in pain here.
daha önemli.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia
Julia
Randall.
Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Yok öyle bir gizli.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Abi sezgin puanım var diyeyim, cevabı çıkar ya. Julia da yalan. Yalan mı?
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know.
Niye yalan
She
söylüyorsun?
jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Doğru gibi ya. Daha demin söylediğim de aynı.
She didn't appear to have a weight problem.
She had a self-esteem problem. Miss
Yanlış
Randall
yaptık
felt her
yine
only
ya.
control over her life was through her appearance.
Ama daha demin tekrar ettiği şey.
Do you know where Miss Randall worked?
I have my patient's home address and next of kin. That's as far as it goes.
Bence daha demin söyledi zaten ya.
We are investigating a murder, Doctor. You can either read whatever else is on that card, or I can reach over and take it from you.
There is such a thing as confidentiality, officer.
Not for a dead woman lying on her bathroom floor, there isn't. You want to obstruct me? I'll subpoena your patient records.
Clothing store. 6582 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Yani bundan böyle davranmakta haklıymış. Gidelim. Tekrar yaptığım bazı ara sahneler görüp yani dışarıdaki tüm çok uzun.
The old boy is lying.
About what?
I don't know.
Bence de ya.
He looked relieved when you said she was dead.
Orada haklı. Ya o yüzden bazı ara sahneler.
Have you noticed how Croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got some to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Roy hak veriyorum. Tamam oğlum. Sakin hemen.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
I'm going to memorize your name and throw my head away.
Ben de
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
öldü.
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia
It's-
Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is
She's
she?
a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it?
Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Bakabilir miyiz?
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiance, Henry Arnett.
Soru gibi.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Kim. Oh, biraz deli geldi ama hani bilmiyor. Bakalım bir. O da kim? Bayan Rand, Bayan Henderson. Böyle diyeceğim. Yatacağım.
Look, lady, you need to give me something. Do you know anybody who would have cause to harm Julia?
No. Really, Mr. Phelps. Julie is my friend. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt her. She's okay, isn't she?
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found
Sabah
dead
öyle
this
buldum
morning.
hanımefendi.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
124 neydi? 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if
Tabii
you
bağla
like.
bağla.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Oradayız. Hollywood.
You know the way.
sürüyorsun oğlum
You
öyle.
can drive.
Fine, where are we headed?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in
Güzel
there
hareket
about her
ama
friend taking the big jump till we were half out
eski
the door.
arkadaş. Neydi?
Very
Her
slick.
dedi.
I figured we'd get more
Tam
out of her
şeyden
that
geçti
way.
ya.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Senden iyi yapacağız. Herhalde daha çok geleceğiz. Buna hiç gerek yok.
This guy must have escaped from the loony bin.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
Huh?
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
A skeleton goes into a bar and orders a beer and a mug.
Bayağı iyi dude.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Oy. Harbiden çok tuhaf adam.
My sister's always been lucky when it
I'm thinking of moving up to a
Bu da ilk defa
45.
sanırım.
I want to stop him with one round.
Mouthpiece store strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be
Hadi
married.
evlenmek üzere.
It wouldn't be polite.
Kibar olma.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Evet.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Detayları biliyorsun. Yalan
Henry,
söylüyorsun.
I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
Ya öyle mi? Az. Öyle dedik de. Yalan söylüyor da biz sanırım kanıt açamadık.
I'm here of my own free will, detective. I'm doing my best to be helpful. The last thing I'd want to do is lie.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Polis yapacağım. Biraz it.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my saddle.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off
Neden
the
onu
hook?
gönderdin
Because
diyor.
we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Kaskeye de yardım ediyoruz yani.
He's in that car at the lights.
İlerideki araba. Takip et. Ama sanki arabayı
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Spooked him. Back into traffic, Phelps, now.
Watch it.
God damn it. Everyone's looking at us, Cole.
Abi arabalar ama çok...
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa. He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Dinamiği güzel yapmışlar. Arkasına kalanlara da böyle duruyor bir.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
Yarın gece.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10
Bu
large
eleman
for
işte
a
şey,
cigarette
jointin
case.
sahibi.
Arnett only got 600 clams.
Sadece 600 dolar. Ne yapacağız?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Where are we going?
Ben de bilmiyorum.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Might be time to call in, Cole.
Ha telefonu. Sokaktan birini. Sen kendi arabamızla.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Oyun şimdi biraz güzelleşmeye başladı bak. Görevler güzel şu an.
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks.
Memur Wallace. Önce bence memurlarla buluşalım. Arabada mı? Millet şimdi taksitle gidiyor, araba alıyor. Zarar vermeyelim.
You're behind the wheel.
Do we know where we're going?
Önce sizlerle görüşelim. O zaten karakola gittik. Başka bir yere gideceğim.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames
Ama ben paramı
always
benim
equals problems.
belt. Bel değil de daha doğrusu.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Tamamdır. Oğlum yazık, bu adam tek başına ne yapsın? Daha iyi ki takviyeye gelmişiz. Tam ne olur şimdi?
Are you trying to get yourself killed? Stay down.
Sen de.
Step on it.
At silahına yoksa ölürsün. Onu yarı. Hiçbir şey yakalayamadık. Yani yakalasaydık en azından birini.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglar beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Really?
You know the way. You can drive.
Hollywood.
All right, where to?
Yanın apartmanı hala duruyor. Altlar mı?
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Geldik.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
You guys are bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list.
Ne kadar
Items
boş
stolen over the
yaptınız.
last
Emir
year.
mi yağdırıyoruz kardeşim?
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you.
Ben olmasam Kara Dalya'yı bile yakalayamayacaktık.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
He plays the saxophone. Oh, and boy, he got me done.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Our net is a cad.
Is anybody making coffee soon? No. This guy was willing to rat his own mother after I sweated him.
Bazen alt yazıları kaçırıyor.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Come on.
So you're the first in this family born without
Rusty de iyice artist. Şey aldık o alamadık. Ya ben çok sevmiyordum.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
En iyisi. Eyvallah kardeşim.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Tat almayı öğrenmemiz. Vay vay vay, nerelere geldik
Nice
ya.
house.
Ne kadar uzun.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Bizim çalıştıklarımız hep böyle şey oldu, biz yolduk bak hiç.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
10.000 dolar değerine. Ha, o zaman fiyat konusunda yalan söylüyor. 10.000 dolar diyor. Sanırım yalan ya.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Easton?
Ah, mücevherlerindir. Evet.
Who do you think you are? Making heinous accusations in my own home.
Neyse, sakinsin. Sen yalan söylüyorsun. Dolar değerindeyim.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker.
Deveden
No one knows
çaldık.
the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied?
Memnunum.
My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Niye kaçırıyorsun? Var ya. Tam bilmiyorum neyi seçmem gerektiğini de ama. Hani vallahi iyi.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Ben sürüyorum. Sen sürsen ya. Sen sürsen. Ya. Ben üstü. Bin. Baga mı soktum? Hadi. Koy bin giderim bak sen. Koş. Lan binsene hadi. Sen salaksın. Hadi. Bak gidiyor. Nereye gidiyoruz?
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging your burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
Yeah.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
Allah Allah.
Put a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Nereye gidiyor? Doktor. Aslında bu üstüne bir sırtında
Are you liquored up?
Pardon, arabanın
Open your eyes.
Açıyorum gözümü, tamam. Araba oluyor. Gerçi eski arabalar böyle. Bak bu araba mesela şey bu kadar kaymıyor. Diğer sürü arabalamıyor. Arabaları gidiyor.
Goddamn maniac!
Manyak mı? Lan değil kardeşim. Sağa dönelim. Bak şurada bir
There goes a week's wages. You're not
Adam
helping.
kavgaya indi. Adam kavgaya indi. Hep Rockstar oyunlarından gidince tabii Far Cry gibi. Orada tek belki bitirebilirim. Şey yaparım. Lazım. Hadi. Buraya geldik abi. Geldik. Asansör
Come
var
on,
mı?
sister. Let's find out who your fiance really is.
Asansör var mı? Çok güzel ya. Harika.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Cevap bile vermedim bak işte.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Haydi.
Stop!
Don't
LAPD!
kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on,
Put
get
your
after
hands
him.
in the air!
Aa eleman buradan in aşağı.
Give it up! LAPD! Don't make me
Oluyor.
chase you! Stop or I will shoot!
Abi dur. Ya bu nasıl bir iş? Ya of. Dur. Helps dur. Daha değil. Helps dur. Daha değil. Abicim. Uf. Harika bir iş ya yani. 10 numara okey yani mükemmel. Elemanı biz aşağı fırlatıyoruz daha hala tırmanmasını bekliyoruz. Var mı böyle bir?
Stop!
Don't kill him,
LAPD!
Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on,
Put
get
your
after
hands
him.
in the air!
İn hızlı ol.
Give it up! LAPD! Don't make me chase you! Stop or I will shoot!
Böyle çıkayım. Yukarıda yakalarım. Ha bak. Abi bu ne ya? Yapma yapma yapma, sonuna geldim. İlla adamla burada
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was our net?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up.
Abi
Good time to get some
nasıl
answers.
saçma bir mevzu?
You missing something, Henry? You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine.
Yani oldukça pahalı bir saat.
Extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
Yeah. Evi tamamen
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
ya öyle mi?
You're lying, Henry. How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It
Vallahi
was
ben de
Julia's idea.
olabilir.
Get a list of society parties and find out where and when and then have the guests burgled. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Kötü
Why
ifadelerine
did
bak.
Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
Öyle mi? Anne gene yalan söylüyor.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Ya iyi de sen şimdi yaptın, ben de vardı bunda bir
Have you
bağlantı.
told
ya.
Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way
Sadece
ticket?
gidiş için, dönüşü yok.
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face.
Yeah.
I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Harbiden.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only
Başını
tell the truth.
beklesen ne olur?
There is no Henderson.
Yalan söyleme yine. Yalan söyle. Ben gene yalan
Tell
söylüyorum.
me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
Ya öyle mi? Yalnız
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Doğrusu. Sen sürsene kanka, ben çok...
Can you drive to this one?
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
Oğlum bir kere bak işte. Bir kere alay konusu sürekli onunla alakalı alay ederler. Adam arkamızdan ya ama oyunun şeyi saçma. Ben ne güzel yakaladım, yere atmışım. Yakalayayım gitsin. De oyun onu dizayn ettiği. Ben gelen.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Geldik mi? Bir bakalım.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll
Adalet
charge you with
engellemek.
obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
Ben de mi?
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came.
Doktor.
Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Ya sen bir gitsene ya.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No, please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends, and I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key.
Pencereden falan... Lan! Belliydi ya.
Didn't see that coming.
Belliydi ya.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message.
Ne var? Gene
Detective
ne var?
Mikowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
Oo iyi.
We have an
Gelemedim.
address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Lan oğlum ya. Ne manyak olaylar oldu. Bak. Son 2 bölüm harbi güzeldi. Son önceki şey de güzeldi.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Haklı Roy.
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the
Felsefe yapma
romantic,
ya.
Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
Dertler salaklık.
Talking from experience.
I
Haklı.
certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Hadi gidelim. O kadar çok adres geldi ya. İnşallah bundan sonraki masa bu kadar olmaz. Kaç saat oldu ya?
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Geliyor ama bir yerde.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give
Teslim
yourself
oldular,
up.
uğraştım. Manyak. Abi ne yapmamı istiyorsun? Cutscene bitti. Ben ne yaptım ya?
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give
Teslim
yourself
ol.
up.
Abi daha deminki hata ne saçma hataydı ya. Adam kaçtı. Yani benim ne yapmamı istiyorsun? Cutscene bitti daha demin. Gel buraya. Nereden çık? Sen aşağı bak, ben yukarı.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Waits the son of a bitch.
Lan
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Psikopat arkadaş. Araç hasarı $622. Öf. Şimdi Vice Desk'e gelelim. Ya cutscene'leri çok göremiyoruz ama cutscene'ler için yapabileceğim bir şey yok. Onun için ta en baştan bak. Çok uzun. Harbiden yani 15 saat sürerdi en az. Cutscene'ler için.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
Two of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Poor guy must be going crazy.
Canary says he'll sing.
I'm waiting, Roy.
All right, all right.
All right. Hadi o zaman.
Just can't seem to put this morphine to sleep.
A dead judge. It's not good.
Everyone has their vices.
Ya bu da ne
Even you,
mırmız
Phelps.
ya işim. Abi ya.
I just wish you'd hurry up and propose already.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Hollywood'da çalışıyoruz.
You
Altında mis bir araba. Şey gibi oldu bu da. Hiç beğenmiyorsunuz. Hadi. Gidelim hadi.
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
Aa bu Bekaski'yle bizi getirdiği kulüp değil mi lan?
Homicide guys are already inside.
Evet departmanlar geldi.
Bukowski.
Phelps, back again.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
Two musicians, Biddleston and Bow. And get this, they used to be in a four-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
Eyvallah Bekaski. Tamam.
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Araya.
Do we have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
Morfium.
Well-maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument.
Alt var. Hem
What's that click? Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet.
Kolay yaptık. Diyecektim daha detaylı
We should
bakalım.
follow up on the musician angle.
Damarda.
Kept his stash close at hand.
Baktık.
Just when I think I've seen it all. Bad luck, Eddie.
Bayağı
Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
harbiden. Adam çok.
They didn't even try to crack the safe.
Direkt öldürme. Yani şey. Exit. Bak vur. Gram mı? Bak be.
Dozen packs to a carton. 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply.
Bak bak bak.
These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, administrated by squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
Yani doğal hani ha.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
Biraz şüpheli geldi.
Want to level with me, miss, before we start taking an interest in you.
This place has been on the slide for years. Eddie
Daha
turns
sonra
up,
da buraya
buys the
kapalı
club,
gelmeye
then we
başladı.
start getting visits from tough guys. Next thing you know, we have the St. Valentine's Day massacre.
Ağır abiler gelmeye
Are you
başlıyor.
getting the picture?
Afgaylar.
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about
Eddie
running
gece
a
kulüp-
nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and
biraz
bought
para
the
geçeceğim.
place. The previous owner thought
Patron.
all his Christmases had come at once.
Doğru geldi bu
Where do
ya.
you think he got the money?
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, ma'am.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
Eko, hadi görüşürüz.
Captain wants this one cleared up quick. Let me know how it goes with the dope.
Let me through. I just want a quick look is all.
Officer, please.
You're behind the wheel.
Where are we going?
Ee,
All these
people? Vultures, officer. Tell me what's going on.
Yok, kaç saat oldu? Davamız gerçi de. Nasılsın? Yarın an belki yarın da. Yarın biterdi. Yarın çek.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries, Untersturmführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy! How about you get a drink while I see
Harbiden.
this?
Sen bir şeyler iste.
Will you sit down?
Madam. Dersiz Almansınız.
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
Officer.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
Değil mi?
You can do this the easy way with me, or I can call my partner back over. I can assure you he's a lot less sensitive.
You think your threats frighten me?
Black man don't supply nothing. You think there's a black man in this town holding on to 2 tons of morphine? He'd be dead in a minute.
Atlama oradan ya.
White man supplies, black man buys.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ya bak hanımefendi.
The only way you're going to get rid of me is to give me an answer.
I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him.
What does that mean?
It means that he just wasn't that good. He was a sad, lonely cat.
Niye her şeye cevap veriyorsun?
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer.
Güzel güzel. Heh, anlat şimdi abi.
Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words. And very noble. But words
Ama
are
kelimeler
just
sadece
words,
kelimelerdir.
Cole Phelps.
Sağ ol.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
Oğlum bari insan ters şeritten park edilmiş şekilde bekler. Oo, bu sefer tek başımayız. Tek başıma. Ya bazen kelimeleri ağzımdan çıkarken söylüyorum. Yandım. High case. Zaten bir tane şeyden sonra hani bu Roy bizi getirdiğinde kadının şeyine nasıl sen bu karpuz ödülüsüne geliyorduk diyor.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Ee. Ee. Abi biz buraya niye geldik? Asi. Beyler ne yapıyorduk? Arabayı yıkatsaydım.
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
Oğlum bu bizi sattı falan mı lan?
My eggs were running. What's the special of the day?
Food wasn't great, but you're nice.
LAPD. We have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Eaga Beaver along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps, Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy,
Pardon,
Roy.
biraz fazla küfür.
Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you going to stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit, and I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
Oğlum bak ben de çocuk.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Sen de hiçbir şey bilmiyorsun.
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D. and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
Bu arada bu it
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. You have to put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
What's going on?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is L.A.'s most famous madam.
And everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working the...
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus. I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
I didn't come to California to be a secretary.
Nasıl?
This is 1947, not 1927. Of course a girl can ask a fella out.
Harry, you got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
Bakalım.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a
So,
45.
how do we connect the
I wanna put
docks
'em down
robbery
one
to
round.
the mess at the 111 Club?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club.
Zaten
Enough to arm 3 companies.
hepsini almış.
This is the crate we recovered.
Need a drink.
Half
got
a
the jitters
million
again.
cigarettes loose on the
Evet,
streets of
tamam,
L.A. Some of these guys are from my old unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
I say we bust in there and find the
Dur
goddamn
oğlum
evidence.
koş. Ben gitmesem mi acaba diye düşündü Cold Phelps.
I'm gonna make him take you to the pictures tonight.
Hey, you think those Vice boys get on the other side?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
Wow, this day was a total waste of makeup.
You can drive.
Hadi artık. Neredesin? Hele şükür gelebildin.
All units, officers need help at 1384 North Bronson. 1384 North Bronson, shots fired.
Biliyoruz,
Any units to
biliyoruz.
handle identified. Code 3.
Hayır. Vuramaz. Vuramazmışız. Denemiş olduk neyse.
All units, officer down at 1384 North Bronson. Ambulance is en route. Repeating, all units, officers still need help on Bronson. Extreme caution.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Peki. Değiştirmeye çalışıyoruz acaba. Gecedeki mevzunun haberi olsun. Başka bir haber çıkartalım.
LAPD, drop the gun now.
Tüm polisleri buraya yolluyor. Falan var mı?
Phone number and restaurant table. It's one of the BARs. I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about...
Beyler kusura bak.
I heard that Eddie...
Beyler kusura bakmayın, kargo geldi. Vallahi kapı habire çalıp. Aa dur, telefonum kaldı, bir
Too bad he
saniye.
didn't keep a low profile. It's a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
Ne dedi duymadım
I've got
vallahi.
the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people.
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in LA?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your
anlamaz.
wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying a story?
Not for a minute.
Let me through. I just want a quick look is all.
Kelso bu şey değil miydi ya? Ara sahnelerde izlediğim. Yalnız bu
Phelps,
tüm part 2'sini biz çarşamba günü çekeriz. Ondan sonra Perfecto, L.A Noire.
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Ben RDR2 falan oynayayım diyorum. Ben hiç RDR2'yi bu arada oynamadım. Finalini maalesef biliyorum. İnternet ortamı böyle değil.
1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Öyle olunca RDR2'yi hiç oynamadım, izlemedim ama maalesef. Ama şey yapacağım. RDR2 karakterler kimdi? Tam bilmiyorum. Arthur Morgan'ı diyorum ana karakterimiz.
All right, where to?
Valla güzel oyun diyorlar, çok. Ben de baktım bayağı güzel.
How well did you know the owner?
McGoldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No, you don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
Hatası.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
Ya oğlum. Oğlum yarabbim. Herkes tribe girip duruyor. Ordudan artık adam mı ordu?
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in L.A. trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You'd better watch your mouth.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
And you didn't know that some mobsters blew his brains out last night?
No, I didn't.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
Hayır duymadım.
I saw Felix Alvaro today.
Good.
Huh?
How was he?
A little pale. One of Mickey Cohen's goons had emptied about 60 BAR rounds into the bus he was driving. A public bus, in the middle of Hollywood. Are you going to tell me what's going on? Or do more innocent people have to die?
Yeah, and what's in it for you, Cole? Newspapers? More glory? Another promotion? Another medal at the expense of men who fought for their country? Count me out.
Oğlum bu bize herhalde bir şey.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
People are dying because morphine intended to help servicemen is being used on the street. Now we have guys from our old unit being killed by mobsters. We can put 2 and 2 together, Jack.
Gratitude isn't a concept that has much effect on you, is it, Cole?
Answer the question, Jack. Let's get this over with.
I was interviewed when the robbery took place. I don't have anything further to add.
Jack, we just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm going to be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset
Wow,
Boulevard. The victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
How many more friends of yours are gonna get plugged today?
Abi ben niye sürüyorum, sen sür. Benim ayağım sakat.
You're behind the wheel.
Ortalık iyice karışıyor ya.
Talk
Oğlum,
about tension. That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a
Sen
bitch.
de
You
ibnedeysin
don't.
azıcık
Jack
da.
will never give up his own men.
Yani sen de biraz...
They just walked up and shot the man. Two of them officers, they went that way.
Go on, get after him. Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Hadi bas kızım. Niye
Won't
bu
work.
kadar yavaş?
He's a tough customer.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
Tamam.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Aa, nasıl vurayım? Araba o kadar hızlı.
Let's see how fast he runs on bare rims. Getting close and steer him off the tar.
Yapacak bir şey. Hayvanlar. Kopatlar ya. Var mı aslında?
An LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
Eline değil. Pardon.
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
Courtney Sheldon. Bana çok
We need to
tanıdık
get to
geldi
those
lan.
guys fast, otherwise there'll be no case.
Oyunda sanırım. Ne? Hasta. LAPD.
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brent Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white.
Karıştı.
Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak.
Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Memnuniyet müdürü.
Mayor?
Aa.
District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Horrell?
The name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It
Oh, what?
involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie whore, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD
Şerefsiz.
and his commitment to the public we all serve. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer?
Ne istiyor? Vay adi bu. Lan Roy, sana kardeş dedik lan biz. Partner dedik lan sana. Sen bizi arkamızdan tuttun. Şerefsiz ya.
Can you drive to this one?
Where are we going?
Sen sürüyorsun. Konuşmuyorum. Yavşak.
We're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack.
Lan şerefsiz ya. Satıldık beyler ya. Bölümün başlığı aldatıldım. Yuh.
Getting close and steer him off the tar. Step on it, huh? Just get me a little closer.
Tamam ya, tamam.
Getting close and steer him off the tar. I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
Dur artık. Seni kullandığın silah.
Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road.
Hadi oğlum, vur artık. Ha.
LAPD, put your hands in the air.
Salaklar.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Hastanesine ya, postanesi. Hastane. Dur hadi ya, şerefsiz. Dur vallahi akıl Phelps'e ya kardeşim de. Sen de yani itlik yapmayacaktın harbiden. Evli misin? Ne bakışım var akşamda? Saatte ya. Polis, ha? Tamam, evet. Attığına
Tell Courtney. Bad luck. It was worth a try. It was worth a try.
Vay be.
God.
Polar Bear Ice Company. You really did it.
Değer miydi?
Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
Tam başka bir şey.
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him.
Ulan Roy, ulan Roy.
Juicy,
Evet, içi.
Beckett,
Arkadaş dedik.
Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good
Ortak
guys.
dedik.
Why did they get wrapped up in this
Şerefsiz
thing?
kattı. Kardeşim olmaz böyle. Hani
Not
Galloway
everyone
falan
has their
şerefsiz ama
unwavering restraint in the
sen bizi
face of
satma.
temptation, Cole.
Olmuyor böyle ya.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Deniz piyadesi olmak yaramaz. Denizciler güçlü. Ama işte bu tipler biraz salakça davranıyor.
Light 'em up. All right, let's kill these rat bastards.
Kahverim bak.
Keep moving, I'll cover you. On the roof, Cole, nail him. Stay down.
Öl lan sen.
Give me some goddamn cover. Find some cover. They're making a run for it after them.
Gene adam arabayla kaçtı.
Stay in cover. I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that list.
KGPL to Car 11K. Car 11K, come in.
Car
Cevap
11K.
veriyoruz.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
Şerefsiz ya. Sen sür.
You know the way.
Güzel
You can
arabada
drive.
son yolculuğum sanırım. O zaman yüksek ihtimal biz şey düşeceğiz. Tüm gazetelerde çart çurt yayınlanacak, kötüleyeceklerine göre o zaman biz terfi almayacağız.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But, Cap,
No buts. This is more important.
I knew it was
Poor little Swift. She was 13 if she was a day.
He's only a writer. He can't really help me.
I
Allah
was door
bu
knocking all morning, but I got to make on the car in the end.
Sheldon, is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir? You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation. I would have asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. That leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
Phelps. Yalan, aha.
You're lying, Courtney.
Apı yuttu
The other guys aren't
şimdi.
smart enough to attempt something like this. You either give it up, or I go after Jack for it.
And how do you prove that, Cole?
We know about your showdown with Cohen. We found notes on your guys.
Cohen is hitting our old unit. He believes we have the morphine. I told him that we don't have it.
Bir saniye
And that's the
arkadaşlar.
truth.
Vallahi. Kusura bakmayın. Allah bu alt taplar o kadar çok oldu. Sanırım videoyu neyse öyle yükleyeyim.
Isn't it, Doc?
I believe Mr. Sheldon. I think he's telling the truth, detective.
Sen sus. Sana mı soruyoruz? Sorguda olan karşı taraf.
You were on the ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
Vallahi ne desem. De yalan yüksek. İbne yalan söylüyor. Ben inanmıyorum. Yalan.
So you don't mind that the mob executed McGoldrick, Driscoll, and Beckett to get to you?
I don't know why you're trying to pin this on me. Where's your proof?
Aslında şey vardı. Neydi bu? Ölen adamın itirafı vardı.
Beckett had a message for you before he died. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
I feel bad about Beckett, Phelps. He was a hard charger. Those guys deserve more. I don't blame them for taking their shot.
Have you finished, detective?
Evet.
I'm just getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You were Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you were.
Yüzbaşım sizde mi ya? Yapmayın yüzbaşım ya. Abi. Ya kariyerimiz bitti ya.
You certainly had us fooled, detective.
Hayır
You're one
ya.
of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
Ya efendim yapmayın ya.
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot.
The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press.
Ya
What the hell were you thinking?
oğlum. Şerefsizler kendilerindeki şey sandılar ya. Ulan oğlum. Oldu. İşte şey de ayrı bir şey de.
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie. Can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What about our children? Can you imagine what this has been like for them? Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney and you won't be
Oğlum
hearing from him.
ailemiz dağıldı.
I'd like to explain, Marie. I'd like to tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.
Abi kol da salak. Hala silahı da var. Yedek silah mı taşıyor? Ya gele gele buna mı geldin kol ya? Hatanla yüzleş kardeşim. Oğlum senin karın var, çocuğun var lan. Git onu en azından affettirmeye çalış ya. Yine geldi Alman'a. Yakışmadı kol. Ve düşürüldü. Evden atılmamışız en azından. Neyse arkadaşlar, bu bölüm burada biter. Ara sahneler için tekrar dediğim için. Bir dahakine takçılık masasında da bir 5 görevimiz kaldı. Biz bugün kaç görev yapmışız? 1, 2, 3, 4 görev yapmıştık. Burada bir tane, hatta 6 tane sonraki bölümde komple bitiririz. Kendinize iyi bakın. Bay bay.